I have a new rival then in Kimi Räikkönen. Qualifying goals are to qualify 12th or higher, make sure I qualify Kimi Räikkönen and beat Romain Grosjean. So we go on my first run then around Hockenheim, hoping obviously I can put in a good run, and hoping obviously in this particular episode we can obviously get into Q2, because that's something obviously we've struggled with doing as of late. The team obviously want me to finish 12th or above, as I stated earlier on in the video, and hopefully, you know, we can stick to that and finally give them something to cheer about in qualifying, because as of late obviously we've been pretty abysmal. I mean, in Hungary we only managed to qualify 20th, just beating the Saubers, so you know, definitely a better performance in qualifying because we're not consistent enough. Nice day around Hockenheim, so nothing to worry about in that retrospect, which is nice to see. Bottas has the fastest lap of the first qualifying session. Of course, obviously making no difference at the moment. Been beaten by several drivers, I bet. McLaren in Button beating him right there. Obviously he's not F1 this year. He's taking a sabbatical, I believe, or he might have retired, I'm not too sure. Nice and easy for you, not being a bad lap. Probably going to have to do another one, actually. Almost got hit by a tank slapper right there, but I managed to save it, thankfully. So on the gas as we go round the final bend, and I set a 120.3. Yeah, 120.67 my first lap then. Gonna go ahead and do another one before obviously going back into the garage and then perhaps going on later on in the session. I'm going to drop a lot more than that, actually, come to think of it. Not doing bad in terms of the delta, as you can see. It's on the green right now, and that's obviously what we need and what we're after. Verstappen has set the fastest lap of the session so far on the soft compound tyre. We're on the super soft, just like a couple of other drivers around me. Clearly cut that corner right there, but wasn't penalised or anything, which is nice to see. Grosjean setting a 118.8, my teammate, so that's nice to see. A Haas in P1. That's obviously going to stay like that for very long now. Yep, take it, Romain Grosjean. Off the gas as we go through there, but then straight back on it as we clear what I tend to call the corner of death, because obviously if you go off there, you're going to be in the gravel and, you know, rip your lap pretty much. Off the gas we go around the bend, and we set a 120.1. We are then on my third run in qualifying one. Currently in 19th, just ahead of Felipe Nasser behind Rio Harrienza, so hopefully obviously we can get ahead of Harrienza, that'd be nice. Ricciardo's currently first, setting the fastest lap of the session so far. I believe Grosjean's in the top 10 as well, just listening to what my engineer told me whilst I was off camera for a moment. As of us, but we're obviously going to have to do a heck of a lot more laps in comparison to how many everyone else does. I mean, that's just the way things go in terms of qualifying in this series with me. Again, don't take that corner the way it should be taken, and that might be hindering a lot of time, actually. After the initial lap time, though, we go ahead and set. I wonder how a lap time would be, perhaps we actually take that corner properly, I'm not too sure. I'm losing about a second, I believe. It's what the delta's telling me anyway. Just fling the car into the corners and I literally hope for the best. We don't seem that bad for this part of the track, actually, come to think of it. Anyway, DRS should that now be activated soon. There we are. I said at 120.2, not good enough. Obviously I didn't even improve the lap time I set on lap 2, so yeah, it's definitely going to have to be a much better lap. We've got plenty of time left, I think. We've got a yellow flag up ahead, hopefully that doesn't do us any damage. Luckily it didn't, it cleared just before I got there. Obviously we'll have to slow it down, otherwise I'm obviously not after that. We're just touching to about 200 miles an hour as we head down there. Got a Sauber of Ericsson up ahead. He is currently in 22nd place. So I believe I'm ahead of the two Saubers and perhaps a Manor. I'm not too sure actually. Got 4 minutes now left of the session, so plenty of time to correct the issues we're currently facing, in that we're still in the bottom half of the dropout zone. Thankfully we didn't show too much of our car to the gravel trap right there, and avoided going into it. We're obviously going to have to do another lap, as you can now presume, as the delta is currently on red and not good enough. Yeah, but I kind of assume now with him being in 6 and me being 19. But anyway, DRS activated as we begin our 5th run around the circuit, and hopefully try and pretty much make this the best lap that we've done. We got my rival behind me. He's going to obviously want to go past, so I'm going to make sure I give him enough room, but you know, if I can stay ahead of him, that'd be nice. At the moment, obviously, he is currently in 3rd, so comfortable, and no need for him to worry about not getting into Q2 at the moment. Hallelujah! We finally did that corner correctly, because that was the one that we were obviously struggling on and not obviously doing correctly. So we finally get it right on lap 5. So we'll keep the power down now and make sure we continue to do well in the rest of this lap. Might have shown just a bit too much of the gravel trap right there. Did enter it slightly, sorry. It doesn't really help you obviously when you got Raikkonen all over your backside when you're trying to start a lap, but yeah, what can you do about that? I think it was looking all good up until then. Well, I slightly wiped for it. Raikkonen's now pitted, so you must have been on an in lap, and we should have won 21.3. So yeah, looking all good up until that point, but not the end result we were after. So we're gonna have to do what is our 6th run now. Master's still behind us, and Harry Adam's still ahead of us. I have to beat the Indonesian. I mean, it's Harry Adams, for God's sake. We're making the most time, it seems, in Sector 2. We're not doing that well in Sector 1 and 3, actually, so we're going to have to definitely address that if we can, with the time we have left. I think it's wise if we start to manage our fuel, because obviously that is starting to decrease with the more laps we do. We're up, he's 7th for Romain Grosjean, not too shabby for him. He's definitely been active in qualifying as of late, but I'm getting him back in the race. But also we need that consistency in both sessions. Nailed that corner again on this particular lap, just like we did in the previous one. Get the gravel trap part right there correct, and didn't show our car the gravel trap. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I made a complete hash of that last bit of the lap right there, as you can probably tell, as my engineer started talking to me. So yeah, looks like this is going to be our last attempt to set a good lap now on Hockenheim in Germany. Lap 7 takes us like 7 runs to set a lap, then so be it. I mean, we're not going to be, you know, paramount with the sector times of Ricardo and co, because you know they're right at the front of the grid, and obviously in a much quicker car. So yeah, as long as we outdo the drivers, you know, i.e. being, you know, 15th to 16th, because that's obviously where I'd like to be, because it would confirm my place in Q2, which would be nice, because that's something we've not really been able to cherish as of late, as you can obviously imagine by watching the previous episode of this series. Link in the description below if you'd like to watch obviously any of them, if you haven't perhaps watched yet. Off the gas as I go through there. I don't really want to go through there flat out. I know obviously you can, but I just tend to be a bit cautious through there. If we're lucky, we might be able to get to the checkered flag. Well, we might be actually be able to set another lap time before the checkered flag comes out. Thank you very much, boss. So yeah, we get it just in time. We set a 120.9, so 9 thousandths of a second off the time we set on lap 2. So yeah, again, not good enough, and we're going to have to just go again, really. I'm going to have to start monitoring my fuel, because running our fuel, as you can imagine, after doing 8 runs. So yeah, it's now or never, really, to get out of the bottom half of the drop zone. or it's going to be another race where we do pretty badly in qualifying. But hey, yeah, it's always the next track, which I believe is Belgium. As we come to the end of the final set of European races, where we head to Singapore and into Asia. See the Sauber up ahead. Checkered flag obviously now out, so this is it. I doubt we're going to get out, really, coming to think of it. And seeing how the Delta is looking, 8 seconds off, well 8 tenths off. So Ricardo set to 117.9. He's literally probably just bragging now and setting as many fastest laps as he possibly can. And even if there was time left, we wouldn't be able to go ahead and do another lap because we are running slowly out of fuel. As you can tell, my fuel emitter warning me now that I'm almost out. On the final corner we go. We set what is a 121 point whatever. We get 529 resource points after that particular session. Rivalry update then, Raikkonen takes a 7:30 lead already. Driver position then, -1 on the session goal and teammate, as you can imagine. Place 15 for higher, place higher in the standings in Raikkonen and beat Roman Grosjean, and obviously in the Drivers' Championship, target is always the same, place 15 for higher. Let's get into the race and see how we get on. We always successfully negotiated what I call the corner of death, and as long as we can perhaps keep Massa close by ahead of us, we could be on for a couple more points than 2, obviously we're currently going to be getting at the moment. Don't want to go too wide there, as we know, Button is still very close behind us. We don't obviously want to also lose out on obviously trying to catch Felipe Massa and trying to get as many points as we can, because that's what we need to be doing, especially with Raikkonen being right to the front of the grid and behind us by only a couple of points in the drivers' standings. We're bumping up to Rich Mix now. This is obviously where we got past Grosjean on the first lap, and that was important, and then obviously that led to us dive bombing Perez and Button to get into the position where we currently are at. Button is obviously, I guess, in the Rich Mix, but yeah, the Honda is pretty meh, to be honest with you, so he didn't thankfully get past us. Looks like Verstappen is looking to make a move on someone right there as he pulls to the right hand side of the track. But, I don't know if anybody's making moves on anyone right there. Although I would very much like to get involved in this battle, which consists of Massa, Bottas and Max Verstappen. Perhaps even if they collide with one another, that'd be pretty cool to see. I mean, not for them obviously, but for me. I'll be able to just easily... So we're coming to the end of lap 2. That's definitely going to be key for drivers like Button who are behind me. Well, I can try to keep the pressure now on the guys ahead of me. I can see Massa and Bottas dueling with one another. One of them's pulled out. Looks like Massa's got a move done on Bottas, and Button is gaining at a very high speed of knots, or rate of knots even. We managed to cover him off, and so do Grosjean as well, which is nice to see. We've got a bit of a big train formulating behind us as we continue to hold on to 9th place and on to 2 points. Well, if I can perhaps at least get one of the Williams ahead of me, that would be very nice to see. Try and split them too. Like I said, with Raikkonen probably getting a podium and on for a podium in this particular race, we need to be getting as many points as we can to try and sustain what's left of us remaining in 6th place in the driver's standings at the moment. And if we finish in the top 10, it's a win-win situation with the car that we have. But I'd like to try and stay in the position I'm currently in. A bit wide through there. That's going to let Grosjean attack Button now, and looks like Grosjean got the move done on Jensen Button. I go very wide through there, and thankfully I've got plenty of time to correct the mistake that I made, and I do remain ahead of Grosjean. But we are 2 Hasses currently in the points, so not said that for a while. And I was just going to have to make sure we keep the power down, because Grosjean's going to get DRS on us here. 3.7 seconds ahead out to Bottas, so nowhere near him at the moment, so we just need to make sure we have our defending hat on. Grosjean has DRS and probably in Rich Mix, but nowhere near us at the moment, so yeah, not too bad right there if you ask me. I mean, obviously finishing 9th place isn't too bad considering we started in 19th, but I'd like to get as many points obviously I can. In this corner we go. Grosjean's trying to go for a lunge right there. I went a bit wide through there, but I managed to get the power down just in time. and quickly enough to keep him behind me. Well, I've gone very wide through there. We're literally going neck and neck at the moment. I've broke late. It's literally a battle of the two Hatters. Normally much further ahead of Grosjean. At that point in time when I was battling with Grosjean, Button has snuck past him and past the Frenchman, so he's back up in the 10th place. And we hold on to 9th. Well, Grosjean's definitely going to try and get past him again. And all this goes on, we enter what is now the final lap of the race around Hockenheim in Germany. Grosjean is back past Button as well. Maybe nice to see if both myself and Grosjean can finish in the points. Points for Haas. I know where we're catching Bottas now. Didn't really look like we were going to. Actually going into this weekend at a track that I'm not obviously very good at, as you can obviously tell. With how I've been driving and the fact that I qualified in 19th. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the race. As long as we can keep Grosjean behind us, then it's a win-win situation for us. I mean, as nice as it is for him to get points, it's not nice if he gets more points for me, even if it's only, what, a point more. It's 2 points for us, which obviously could make a lot of a difference as we enter the latter part of the series now, in terms of how many races we have left. Now, lap corner well, and don't give it a chance for right hand side to be exposed. Rosberg wins the race, wins his home Grand Prix, so that's nice for him. The now retired F1 World Champion. Another win for the Silver Arrows, as you obviously expect. We go right in the final corner, and we finish in 9th place in Germany. Podium then, Rosberg, Hamilton and Raikkonen. Raikkonen and Gavin standings then, we remain in 6th place. We also remain ahead of Kimi Raikkonen and Bottas for that matter. But the gap is reduced to 4 points now. We're 122 behind Hamilton. Obviously not going to catch him, as you can obviously imagine and expect. But yeah, 17 points behind Verstappen, so as long as we can perhaps hold on to this position, I'm going to be happy. In terms of the constructors, we're also comfortably ahead of McLaren, so no worries about losing out to them and dropping a position. Williams just ahead of us in 4th place, but I'm happy with the position we're currently at. It's 15:30 then in Raikkonen's favour. +1 on the session goal, +1 on the team, and +1 on the Drivers' Championship. So the team are 40,367. Again.
Hey, it's me. I just came from a meeting with the department heads. Your performance came up, and they're very pleased so far. Well done. Don't let that level drop, okay?
Will do. As per usual with the team, they're always happy regardless how I do. And yeah, I like to have my performance well above expectations. Got 685 resource points in the bank, so we're going to go ahead and use the front wing turning vanes resource upgrade, and that basically will allow more airflow to officially go through aerodynamic devices throughout the chassis, resulting in better downforce. And downforce obviously something we've not even thought about upgrading yet, so let's go ahead and do that. Standings then, right there. A lot of work to do now to keep Raikkonen behind us. A bit of a gap back to Bottas, so yeah, it's just about keeping the one of the two Finns behind us right there. Constructors are happy with how we're doing. And yeah, trophy room, that's 2-point finishes in a row. 8th in Hungary and 9th in Germany, following the abysmal no points finish in Britain. And yeah, we head to Belgium next Tuesday, and look forward to that. It'll be the penultimate European race of this series. And yeah, and so whenever I upload next, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I've been Anthony Turk, and yeah. Peace. Yeah.